the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome in here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Something new, something fresh for all you race fans out there. We have tonight the National Sim Racing Association, brought to us by SimRigs.com. It is the Truck Series live here from Iowa. I am Youth in the booth, bringing you all the shots from behind the action. We got David Laurel out of his cave here tonight in Iowa. Dave, it is a first-time event here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and these boys right now are 27 trucks strong here at this little track.
Time here for these guys on Turn 3 Racing Network, and I tell you what, they picked a pretty good track to showcase some of their talent and skill. Iowa, pretty short tracks, right at about 8 of a mile, so very close quarters racing, very bumpy up through the middle, so some drivers are going to show their talents out here, and we'll see what they're made of.
Well, practice session has officially come to an end here for these drivers. James Laurel did have the top time here in our practice session. The track is going to open here. 5 minutes, 2 laps to the best man. The Lynchburg Pole Award, or Lynchburg T-shirt Company Pole Award is on the line for a lot of these drivers. We'll see if anybody's going to be able to go up there and snatch that here tonight for the first time for these drivers on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We do welcome them here to the Turn 3 stable of leagues that we have here. It is a Friday night, though, Truck Series. What is better than getting the old trucks out of the shed here on a Friday night? They put on some of the best racing action on the sim here as we watch the 23 of Travis White come across the line. He will be now officially put on the clock here as he is one of the first drivers to take the green flag in qualifying. Just taking a quick gander, you see how Travis White is up the track a little bit as Mitchell Adams does come across the line in his 49 Indy Autosport Chevrolet. He goes to the top of the boards right now. That is a 23.554 second lap there for the driver of the 49. Bilston going to go second. Now he's going to get bumped off by the man out of New York. It's going to be the driver of the O2 of Josh Mayu. Mayu, one of those graphic design drivers out there, loves to paint a lot of his own trucks, and you will always see Harley Davidson on the side of his O2 machine. Now he is bumped back to third because James Laurel now takes over the second spot. Here comes Mayu, though, to complete lap number 2 for himself, and it's going to be just a tick slower by a half a tenth.
You know, Roger, as I look around the track and I look at timing, it looks like we have about 10 to 12 drivers electing to go out a little bit later qualifying, maybe looking for a little bit of cloud cover, trying to get a little more grip out of these trucks. They like to get a little tail happy from time to time, so kind of interesting, this waiting in the wings.
Yeah, and right now we're watching the driver out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It is Nathan Maurer in his Bolete Dog number 971, I believe it is, for Maurer here on a Friday night. He goes 8th quickest currently. Out on track, though, it is the driver of the number 5. It's the Lynchburg T-shirt driven Silverado. It's Ben Adams. And Dave, we got some little bit of sad news, but we gotta give a big shout out to Ben. He is out here racing right now with a little bit of a heavy heart. Ben's wife, unfortunately, Mrs. Adams, having to go to the ER here today, so we do wish her a speedy and healthy recovery so she can come out here and maybe show Ben how to actually race this Lynchburg T-shirt company number 5. So Ben will come across the line. It'll go to 11th quickest right now with his number 5. So it's good enough for the 11th qualifying spot out of the 20 drivers who have laid down a qualifying time. Chris Darling is now out here in his 47 machine. He will have 1 minute and 38 seconds to go ahead and get himself a qualifying spot. Right now he does not have a time in. Doug Milner right now goes to the 20th position on our timing and scoring in his 66 machine. No other driver right now other than Darling and actual Aaron Mack out on track. Neither driver have put in a time. Now Aaron Mack takes the Ray's energy drink Baja Lime Silverado. He goes to now the 14th quickest on the track.
And I've had my eye on that car ever since I got it here to the track. Very nice colors, that Baja Blast Ray's energy drink machine. That Chevy Silverado looks clean. I really like it. And I like the fact that he's rocking that all the way from South Korea, Roger, all the way stationed overseas, still joining us here on iRacing. So great to see one of our out there from so far.
Yeah, I think we may have lost Dave there for just a second. See if we can gather him back up here. But while we still have 32 seconds left here in our qualifying, let's take a look here at your point standings. Your point standings coming into the night right now, Mitchell Adams does have the top spot. He has 6 wins on the season. Second is Nathan Maurer with 1 win. Jeffrey Johnson has 1 win. Matt Cherry. Blake Mosley also has 1 win. Paul sitting there in the 6th position. Darling is 7th. Mooney is 8th. Travis White is 9th. And Steve Neal right now is in the playoff hunt. All those drivers are either locked in or above the cut line. Mack, Accord, Gray, and Hal right now all sitting below that cutoff line. But we are officially ready to grid these boys up here tonight at Iowa. Tonight, it is your simrigs.com starting lineup, but first we got to talk about the man who's going to start on the pole here. We got to give a huge shout out, Lynchburg T-shirt company, your pole award here tonight for these drivers, and that's going to go to Mitchell Adams. So congratulations to Mitchell for snagging the Lynchburg T-shirt company pole award here from Iowa. We got to thank Lynchburg T-shirt company, and of course we got to congratulate the man starting on the front row here for your Sim Rig starting lineup. It'll be Mitchell Adams in the 49 machine starting on row number 1. He had the quick time out there tonight. It was a 23.554 second lap for the driver of the 49. Starting to his outside, it'll be the 9 of James Morello. Row number 2, it'll be Josh Mayu out of New York. He'll be driving the O2 Harley Davidson machine. Paul Blisson going to start the 51 there in the 4th starting spot. Starting on row number 3, going to be the driver of the 47 out of New York, going to be Chris Darling. The 77 of Steve Neal is going to start there, row number 3 also. Row 4 here tonight, it'll be the 48 of Matt Cherry. And then the 82 of Brent. Little glitch there. Starting in row number 5 is going to be the 971 of Nathan Malware out of Pennsylvania and the 22 of Jonathan Nichols.
Starting inside row number 6 there, Roger, the 40. Bear followed by that 5 of Ben. Row numbers.
Let's see, starting in row number 7, it's going to be Chip Henson, and starting to his outside in the 13 is going to be Jordan Sharpler. Behind them, row number 8, it's the man out of South Korea right now. It's going to be the 35 of Aaron Mack, and starting next to him, the 23 of Travis White. Starting in row number 9, it's going to be Randy Rockwell and Kyle Robinson in the 99. Row number 10, it's going to be Jeff Wyatt and Mac Johnson in the 27. Row 11 is going to be Brett Accord and Doug Milner in the 66 machine. Row number 12, it'll be Michael Mooney and Jeffrey Johnson. And starting on row number 13, it'll be Ben Mashburn and Monty Glover. That's your starting lineup here tonight. Iowa for the Truck Series. I believe one more time around here before we drop the green flag officially tonight. We do got to welcome everybody in for the first time. If they are brand new here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, you're watching the NSRA Sim Rigs Truck Series here on a Friday night. It is Iowa. So we hope you enjoy your show here as these boys are going to go 200 laps to see who will be able to pick up this one. It'll be Mitchell Adams that will lead us to the green flag for the first time here tonight when these boys are let loose by our Pace Truck driver tonight. Drivers here in the National Sim Racing Association SimRigs.com Truck Series from all over the world right now. Once again, we got to give a huge shout out to Aaron Mack, who is deployed overseas in South Korea. iRacing Pace Truck will dive in this time. And then we will let these boys loose. 200 laps coming your way. It's the SimRigs.com National Sim Racing Association racing here from Iowa. As the green flag flies for the first time here tonight, it's going to be a drag race into turn number 1 for the 49 of Adams. He has the inside lane, and he is going to be clear of James Laurel, but Laurel is going to make contact actually with Mayu. Mayu going to spin down to the inside. It's going to bring the first caution flag as his Harley-Davidson Chevrolet smacks the inside wall out of turn 2 down the back straightaway under our first yellow flag of the night. So some contact between drivers running inside the top 3, and then it looks like 2 other drivers down onto the inside here. I believe that is Jonathan Nichols down to the inside also. So an early caution flag here. And we will throw the replay up for the first time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network here tonight. Let's see what the trailer has found for us. As this happened right away from the drop of the green flag, we are going to watch the driver of that 02. You see him starting 3rd truck to the inside row. We'll watch and see what happens as we go from over top. Let's see. Watching the Harley-Davidson 02 down to the inside lane. You're going to see your leader, Mitchell Adams, slide to the outside. Morello, and looks like Mayu just trying to come back to the throttle, and it's going to get a couple of them wadded up down here. And then I believe a little contact out in front of them. There you see the 22 coming to a complete stop as the 48 was involved there to that one. So a couple of incidents here on lap number 1. Looks like Mayu will bring down that 02 Harley-Davidson Silverado to pit road, or maybe he's just rolling around the bottom right now. See if he's able to maintain speed. It is a little short track here tonight at Iowa. We call it a short track. It is under 1 mile in length. It is literally in the middle of a cornfield in Iowa. I don't know if there's anything else in Iowa other than, well, Knoxville is there. This little Iowa Speedway is there. And a bunch of cornfields.
recall seeing very much on my way into the track there, Roger, and hopefully we've got these audio issues worked by now. We'll just have to try to see what happens with it and continue to do what we do.
Yeah, well, it's good that we do have a connection back with you, everybody. Dave broadcasting tonight from the Lake House in North Carolina, as I here broadcast in Pennsylvania. You know, a lot of times, you know, we wish we could go out to the real track now, Dave, but unfortunately we can't, so we're kind of confined to our houses for the time being. iRacing, though, not a bad way to spend a night.
Not at all. And I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's a lot cheaper if you have some issues on. If you wad up machines, you get set, you can fire through, go to another race if you need to. It sure is a lot cheaper to bend and bang these machines up than it is to spend a couple $1 million each weekend.
Well, I thought you were rich. You don't mind spending a couple $1 million, do you?
Look, just because I have a lake house, that doesn't mean I'm rich. That's why I'm not rich.
Oh, see, I always get it confused a little bit. But you know what? We're going to go back green flag racing next time by. It'll be Mitchell Adams choosing the outside lane here over James Morello. And Nathan Maurer now will restart in the second row in the fourth spot. Steve Neal will restart in third.
And that's actually an interesting call there, as these drivers make their way down the back into turn number 3 right here. Leader choosing the outside lane. I wonder if he thinks that's where the grip's going to be, if that's where he's going to have maybe just a little bit much of a corner still coming off, getting into that box. Maybe that's why that outside lane will work. Pace car back on pit road.
And that means the green flag is going to be waving, and there it is. Adams going to go and hit the throttle in the 49 WSRG Chevrolet. That is going to put Nathan Maurer now in his Bully Dog 971 to the outside here, but he is not going to be able to find the grip. It looks like Laurel is going to pop back around the outside, or the inside, and he will take control of the second spot. So it's Adams, Morello, Maurer, Neal. Right now, your top 4 drivers, and I think everybody has now single-filed out here tonight. And I believe the only drivers that are side-by-side are back here. It's the 22 of Nichols, and is that, I believe, the 24 of Mashburn down to the inside with his Boston Red Sox Patriot Chevrolet. Up ahead of them, you do see, I thought we saw for a moment, Aaron Mack. Is now he's there, now he's gone. It's Hocus Pocus here at Iowa.
Well, you know, Magic Man, now you see him. You know, you can't all the way over there in South Korea. You know, the internet may not stateside, but we mentioned single file. But there's small battles out there. Roger, 13 just White, Jordan's Shep, making his way up inside the top 10, and he's looking to see if he can carry that speed and momentum up there and run down that number 42.
As back out front, it's still Mitchell Adams, James Larello, and then Nathan Maurer. They run 1, 2, 3, and they have kind of checked themselves out over the 4th place of Steve Neal as we go right back to that battle, because Accord is trying his hardest in his 151 machine to the outside to get around Matt Cherry, but Cherry is right there, and he keeps battling back with his lows. Look at the 3 wide racing action there. Milner is right there with his Cardinal 66, and I guess it's a battle of the sports teams back here. As Mashburn takes the spot, now he will go after the 22 of Jonathan Nichols. As Jonathan Nichols going to roll that outside lane right now, trying to get around Hansen in that Kool-Aid sponsor 86, or if you're following along, or no, that is actually Jeff Wyatt. So now they have single file out. It's Aaron Mack taking over the 12th spot. Then it's Hansen. Then it's Nichols, Wyatt, Accord, and Cherry back here. As now the 22 of Nichols is going to go to the inside here on Hansen. He's going to try and take his Silverado 1 spot closer to the front here. He is the biggest mover so far here in this race, as now he is going to take over that 13th position. Now he'll set his eyes onto the 35 of Aaron Mack, who lose a little bit of internet connection as he is over in South Korea, so you kind of got to expect a little bit of internet droppage connections all the way from, South Korea, not North Korea, but right now, the final driver on the lead lap running back here in the 22nd position. It is the Red Bull Chevrolet, the number 7 of Raymond Healing. Chris Darling is running in the 21st spot behind this gaggle of cars that we have been watching with Wyatt, Accord, and Cherry. They're all right here. They are just about to go 3 wide. Cherry's going to look to the middle lane. Contact with the 86. It's going to put Wyatt up into the outside wall. More contact. There's the 88. Mooney going to make contact with the 86. And I believe the 47 of Chris Darling now has some front nose damage on his Chevrolet. So the second caution flag going to come out here on lap number 15. So as we will go to look back real quick on this Turn 3 Racing replay to see what happened here under our second caution flag of the night. Watching the Kool-Aid 86 here of Jeff Wyatt. As you saw, they were 3 wide down the back straightaway. The contact coming between him and Matt Cherry. It's going to put the Kool-Aid man going, oh yeah, up into the wall. And unfortunately, as he's trying to catch it, the 88 going to come through, going to make the contact with the 86 Toyota Tundra. Around goes the 86 of Jeff Wyatt, bringing out our second caution flag of the night. So now these drivers are going to have a little bit of time here to think. Do they want to come down pit road, or would you stay out is going to be the question. Adams is going to be the first one to make that decision here tonight. And it's looking like he will bring the entire field down pit road here. So the first time our field coming to pit road tonight. Lap number 16 is the marking. A couple of these drivers have already been down pit road once tonight. And they are back out on track. So now the question being, who is going to win the race off pit road, as Michael Mooney will stay out in his 88. He will go around. He will get a lap led. There you see your Indy Autosports, number 49. He sat on the pole here tonight. He is your championship leader coming into the night. He will take just tires and fuel and back out onto the track he goes. Maurer, I was looking at Maurer to see if he laid down a 4-tire stop, and he did. So your front runners will all take 4 tires here tonight at Iowa, and back out onto the track they go. Well, as we are here under the caution flag, we got to thank all of our sponsors here tonight that bring this broadcast to you. We got to thank the guys over at simrigs.com. If you're in the market for a sim rig, head over to simrigs.com. Tell them that the National Sim Racing Association sent you their way, and you're looking not only to get into sim racing and get a rig, you're also looking to get right over here with these boys on a Friday night and turn some laps. We also got to thank the Lynchburg T-Shirt Company, established in 2017. They also are our pole sponsor here tonight from Iowa. And of course, we got to thank all the guys behind the scenes here at the National Sim Racing Association for all they put in, the time, the effort, keeping everything organized and the competition level high here tonight at Iowa. Well, right now, we work our second caution flag of the night. I am looking through the timing and scoring notes. It looks like Glover and Mack Johnson did not start tonight's event. They will be credited currently, if they can't get into the sim, they will be credited with a 27th and a 28th place finish. Jeffrey Johnson right now is sitting down on pit road with heavy damage to his 33. He is right now running in the 26th position, 16 laps down. Kyle Robinson also a couple of laps down, showing 15 laps down, and so is David Visser. He is currently 15 laps down. Josh Mayu looks like he is possibly disconnected here tonight, as the driver out of the K2B Motorsports out of New York is out of the event. He is right now 15 laps down, but not currently in the sim, so possibly look for him to start dropping through the timing and scoring. It looks like he could wind up running by the end of the night in the 26th spot. But it's Mitchell Adams out front with Nathan Maurer, James Laurel, Steve Neal, and Brent Balance running right there in the 5th position. Travis White, Barry Knapp, Randy Rockwell, Aaron Mack, Jonathan Nichols rounds out the top 10 right now. As Zach Howell over here, they call him the Village something, blowing up the Discord. Zach, we're a little disappointed we didn't get to see you out here on track. We do see you are tuning in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, so we appreciate the continued support, not only for the Turn 3 Racing Network and all of us over here, we also like to thank you for the continued support here for the National Sim Racing Association, SimRigs.com Truck Series, for tuning in to see what these boys can do without you. Right now, it's going to be the battle, though, between Adams and Malware. We're going to keep an eye on to see if Matt Cherry or Ben Adams are going to be able to come back up through the field. They will restart 20th and 21st. Chris Darling back there with damage on his 47 machine. He will restart in the 22nd position. As always, John Mullins tuning in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We thank you also for the support. Always tuning in here to watch Youth up in the booth. Right now, we have lost an internet connection to David Whirl, I guess, down at the lake house. Having a little bit too much fun as the iRacing Pace Truck does dive in. That's going to leave us with 180 laps here as Adams going to get one heck of a start. He pulls away here on the restart. That's going to let Nathan Maurer slide up and run a line that he would like into turn number 1. Everybody else is going to have to battle, and they are able to kind of single file out. But you got to go back here to Travis White. And I believe that might be the 19. It's the 82 on timing and scoring of Brent. Brent going to lose a little ground, and now Randy Rockwell going to come under attack this time by leading the first lap back to green flag. It's going to be the 49 of Mitchell Adams. He is out front. He has led every lap but one when Mooney led under the caution flag. Here is the Randy Rockwell MicrosoftXbox.com Chevrolet under attack. Nichols is coming through the field in this 22 machine. The biggest mover still on the move. Oh, look at Meshburn. He's going to slide up the track in turn number 4, almost making contact with the Nichols rear end. They were able to keep them off each other, but now it looks like Mashburn is going to lose ground, and Nichols is going to high side his way around. Randy Rockwell taking over the 7th position down the back straightaway into turn number 3. They are working upon that number 19 of Brent Balance. Nathan Maurer this time, though, able to hang right there with Mitchell Adams. It is a 3, call it a 4 truck, because Steve Neal is also right there in his 77 machine. Chevrolet's wild at the front of the field here in Iowa tonight. Adams, Maurer, Laurel, Neal so far running up inside this top 4. Taking a good check back here on our South Korean deployed entry. It's the Rays Energy Drink Baja Lime. Aaron Mack, he is running 13th as he just got passed by Doug Milner in his Cardinals 66. That is an awesome paint job out here tonight. Back here, though, these guys are trying to make moves. Inside, outside, 3 wide, 4 wide. Right now they run side by side. There you see the number 5 of Ben Adams. He is back here. He has rear end damage to the Lynchburg t-shirt Chevrolet. He runs currently in that 21st spot, and it just doesn't look like he's been able to make up a lot of ground. It's contact. There goes the 7 of Healy. Raymond Helia gonna go around in his 7 machine, bringing out the 3rd caution flag here of the night. His Red Bull truck looking to have a little rear end damage here now. We're see if we can find it once the producer finds that replay for us. Right now, it's gonna put Raymond way behind the 8 ball as he will now be scored back into the 22nd position, I believe, as the timing and scoring does go ahead and update. Let's throw it back here on the Turn 3 Racing replay once again. You were watching that battle, as there you can see they were 3 wide once again. Matt Cherry down to the inside, and oh, that's where the contact comes from, Matt Cherry. And then unfortunately, the 5 of Adams, nowhere to go with the Lynchburg T-shirt company Chevrolet, as he got a little contact on the front nose of that 5 machine. Let's see, I believe we might actually have an onboard camera. Let's see if we go from the gyro camera here. This is your Lynchburg T-shirt company on board with Ben Adams. You see the little bit of net code there from Cherry to the back of the 7 of Raymond, and then Ben hard on the brakes with his Silverado, just not able to really slow that truck up. So he makes contact, and that puts us under the third caution flag here of the night. And a lot of drivers taking this opportunity to come on down pit road, except for the guy who's going to take over the lead, and that is going to be Mack. Takes over the race lead here. Did not get scored as our leader, but we will see if he's able to stay out. Also staying out here under this caution flag is going to be the 88 of Mooney. Accord also going to stay out. We'll see if all those drivers do. As it looks like all three of them will stay out here. Actually, Accord now decides it's going to take gonna go down and take some tires. It's not a bad choice, as we are still very early here tonight from this little 0.89 mile track in the middle of the cornfields, as you see a lot of campers pulled into the racetrack here tonight to watch the National Sim Racing Association SimRigs.com Truck Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You know, we got to give a huge shout out while we have this moment to all you race fans. It has been a hard couple months for everybody all over the world, not just here in Pennsylvania or the United States, even over in South Korea, where one of our drivers, Mack, is stationed. It's a whole different world right now, and we do hope that everybody that is out there is safe. We do hope you are following the, I gotta say, the guidelines that have been put in place. I guess wash your hands, but we just hope that you are safe and you are enjoying your time right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, as now the 35 of Mack will decide to come down pit road. It looks like it'll be 4 tires and fuel for the driver over in South Korea, the Ray's Energy Drink Silverado. So as he comes down pit road here on lap 29, the iRacing Pace Truck lights do stay on, so we'll have at least another 2 laps of caution. And while we have that, we'll take a quick commercial break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we'll be back for more SimRigs.com National Sim Racing Association Truck Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
All right, race fans, here we are back at Iowa with the National Sim Racing Association SimRigs.com Truck Series. Lights on the iRacing pace car are off for pace truck. It's going to be Mooney, Laurel, Adams, and Malware as the green flag comes back out. We are racing here in Iowa once again after our third caution flag, and it's going to be all Michael. Mooney taking the lead here over Morello. Here comes Adams, though. Those 4 tires for everybody through the field. Going to try and run down Mooney and see if they can get around him and that 88. Coming back here to take the first lap back under the green flag conditions. It's going to be the 88 of Mooney, but here comes the number 9 of Laurel. James Laurel going to go to the lead here for the first time tonight in his number 9 entry. And he is going to bring Mitchell Adams along with him. Nathan Malware is just sitting there running in that 3rd spot. Well, about to take over the 3rd spot because he's got the fresher tires on his Bully Dog Chevrolet. A little bit tight there for Malware as he had to lift off the throttle, otherwise go right into the side of Mitchell Mooney. So Mooney not taking tires on that last Yellow flag has now started to fall through the field. Here comes Neal. He's going to go to the inside. He takes the position. Contact. Travis White going to tag the 88 of Mitchell Mooney. Mooney going to go around. He's still trying to gather up that 88 machine, but that's going to put us under the 4th caution flag here of the evening in the early going here for these guys. So we'll have to wait for the truck to find that replay. And let's see what we can find. As you see the 88, there goes Maurer underneath the 88. There goes the 77 of Neal. And here is the 23 of Travis White to the inside. The contact getting made. Around going the 88 just enough with his Go Joe machine to bring out the yellow flag. I believe we have another angle of this one, the truck says. So let's see what they can bring us. There you see a little contact, maybe not the greatest. But that will be what puts us under this caution flag here, as a couple drivers will take the opportunity to come down pit road. A couple of them going to stay out because we were just down on pit road. So that now, timing and scoring, let's throw it up for your race fans to find where your favorite driver is running, as a couple of them outside the top 10 did elect to come back down for 4 fresh tires. It's the glass door machine out front of James Larell. Mitchell Adams is second. Nathan Maurer is running third. Steve Neal is sitting there in the 4th position. Travis White is 5th. Jonathan Nichols is running 6th. Ben Mashburn is 7th. Barry Knapp is sitting there 8th. Chip Hansen is 9th. And Paul Bilson runs in your 10th position, currently on the timing and scoring. A couple drivers that came down pit road, looks like Shepler, Milner, Balance, Rockwell, Wyatt, Mooney, Darling, all coming down pit road. They're under this caution flag, so they will put 4 fresh tires on their machines and see if they can work their way back up through the field here tonight. Well, what do you say, race fans? Who do you got your money on here tonight? It's been 2 drivers so far that have been, 3 drivers that have been inside the top 3 all night long. It's been James Morello, Mitchell Adams, and Nathan Maurer. Out of those 3, who do you think right now has got the hot shoe here tonight in Iowa for your SimRigs.com Truck Series? Steve Neal is also running right there, and the question being, how much damage has actually been done now to this 23 of Travis White, as he was involved in that incident? You see a little bit of right front crinkled up damage on this Chevy Silverado. The Weebilla Design Chevrolet here tonight has an awesome looking paint scheme on that Silverado. Having a couple cars, Jonathan Nichols also supporting the colors. I believe Nathan Maurer also in his Bully Dog machine has that banner on his truck here tonight. So far tonight, though, you see him have a little bit of a blink issue. That is Jonathan Nichols. He is your highest mover of the race. He's been shaking and baking so far up through the field, up to 6th after starting way back in the teens. So picking up 10 positions so far here tonight, running 6th. Mashburn in the 24 is running 7th. I'm going to take a wild guess, as he has got Splash and Go designs to paint up this Patriots Boston Red Sox. He's missing a couple of those Boston New England sports teams on the side of his 24. I'm sure he can get those plastered on there at some point by Splash and Go, a great design company over there with Splash and Go, also making a lot of paint schemes on the Sim World iRacing.com platform. A little bit farther back here, looking at Randy Rockwell in the Microsoft 81. He runs right now 17th. He's had a pretty strong truck here in the going. It looks like he has a long run Chevrolet here tonight at Iowa. See if he can get a long run and work his way back up through the field. And look at this. Milner, Doug Milner, another one of those Splash and Go graphic sports teams. This time it's the Cardinals entry out of St. Louis. Getting the word that the iRacing pace truck lights are off, which means we are going back to the green flag here tonight. So when we go back green flag racing, it'll be 161 laps to go here out of the 200 that are scheduled at the Iowa Speedway. You are watching the National Sim Racing Association presented by SimRigs.com. It is the Truck Series on Friday night. These truckers are putting on a little bit of door banging, tailgating action here at Iowa, so we do welcome you in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for the first time to watch the National Sim Racing Association, presented by SimRigs.com. iRacing Pace Truck about to dive in here. We're going to go back green flag racing. 161 laps to go here at this little 0.8-mile track, and it's going to be a great start by James Morello. He's going to get the jump, and it's going to single file out your top 3 drivers. It looks like Neal going to get passed up by Travis White down here in turn number 1. So White on the move here, and here comes, I believe, that is Mashburn. He is trying to bring the Boston Red Sox Patriots entry into the top 5 for the first time tonight. He's got to get around Nichols and get around Stephen Neal, though, to take those positions. 2 laps back to the green flag, and it has been all James Morello. He's got the glass door entry about 5 car lengths now over Mitchell Adams. Nathan Maurer still banging on the back door. Battle back here, though. Ben Adams right now hanging on to the 10th position. Right in front of him, Paul in the 51's got a little damage to the rear end of that truck. A couple of these guys got rear end damage here tonight. I don't believe it's going to play any factor in the handling. You see the Lynchburg T-shirt machine going up the track there. He's going to lose the position to Bilson and Cherry. So now that puts Ben all the way back to the 11th spot. Ben racing with a little bit of a heavy heart here tonight in Iowa, as his wife, unfortunately, in the ER tonight, sending Ben home since the COVID-19 pandemic that is happening all around the world. She sent Ben back home as he wasn't able to get into the hospital, and now Ben running in that 11th position as, Milner was almost on the outside there of Adams, and then was able to lift off the throttle, let Ben back up in line. So we'll see if they're able to hold down those spots. Right now, Laurel is checked out to about a half-second lead. Here comes the 42, though, of Knapp. He is going to take over, or he's holding down the 8th position currently. As we are joined in the booth here tonight, looks like KR Stolfus joining Muth up here in the booth now. KR, welcome here into Iowa. A little bit of a late start here, 45 laps in. We have had 3 leaders of Adams, Laurel, and Mooney so far, and Laurel pulling away.
Loretto out in front in the 9 machine, but he is being tracked down by the 49 of Mitchell Adams, your pole sitter, right now sitting in 2nd place. These two sitting with a 3rd car right behind them. The 3 cars going at it, pulling away from the field here, Roger. Steve Neal in 4th place trying to close in on him.
Yeah, trying to close in. The question being, though, how much tire life these boys have been throwing the haymakers back and forth at each other so far here tonight. This is our longest green flag run right now out of the 46 laps. It looks like about 8 laps so far, so everybody's starting to spread themselves out. Some of the closest racing is still back here for the 9th position as you're watching Matt Cherry in the Lowe's 48 machine try and work his way back up. Milner behind him, and Adams still going at it to see who can hold down the 10th position. Aaron Mack, our driver out of South Korea, is still running in the 12th position, and Mashburn in the Boston Red Sox entry still back there, also running in that 13th position. As here comes Matt Cherry down to the inside. He will take over that 8th position from Paul in the damaged 51 entry as Paul slides up, almost hits the wall there coming out of turn 2. He will hit it actually going into turn 3, and right to the back bumper of Matt Cherry will go that 51, but he is going to lose a lot of ground off the corner exit.
Iowa known for having multiple grooves out here. We're seeing these trucks run high, low, and a couple of them through the middle. Right now, many battles out on the track as we got the 19 machine of Brent Bollins going way up high. The 86 going to slide down to the inside. Jeff Wyatt trying to take over the spot. These two have been going at it for a couple of laps here as they battle for 17th, 18th. Throw in Chip Hansen for 19th spot as well.
Yeah, so racing all over this under a mile track in the middle of a cornfield in Iowa. I mean, no better place, I think, to build a racetrack, but there's just absolutely nothing but cornfields around it. Look right behind him, Hansen, though, trying to bring his E1 Silverado into the dance here. Right now, he is running in the 18th spot, 17th right ahead of him now. They are all on the lead lap. A crossover move here by Hansen. He's going to go to the bottom at the start-finish line, but it doesn't look like he's going to have the momentum. Going to have to lift, trying to roll the bottom here. It's just an awkward entry into turn 1 for Hansen, but he's going to be able to hold the position over Jeff Wyatt right now in that Kool-Aid 86.
While all that's going on, Roger, a little bit more action taking place further up the field. In 8th place, the 42 of Barry Knapp, looking like they're going to go 3 wide here for a minute, coming off at turn number 2.
2 wide. They go 3 wide. Contact between the 66 of Milner, and I believe that was the 5 of Ben Adams, but they stay green flag racing. The unfortunate circumstance driver, though, the 66 of Milner in his Cardinals machine. Hometown team there for you, KR, is going to have a lot of right side damage.
Well, hometown team, not so much as I'm from Royals country,
right.
but the Cardinals are cross-state rivals, no big deal. Nothing to be too upset about. Solid team there is the Cardinals, but a little beat up, banged up in that 66 machine is Doug Milner. He's able to keep rolling. Got to gather himself back in, and get those elbows up and get back after it.
So yeah, Milner will drop back to that 14th running position on the timing and scoring. Nothing has changed out front. It is still James Larell, Mitchell Adams, and Nathan Malware out front running 1, 2, and 3, and they have a gap back to this group of cars. It's the 23 of Travis White, but here comes Steve Neal in his 77 machine. He has been all over him the last couple of laps. He just has not been able to find a way around Travis White. They go back single file as Neal loses a little bit of ground. Jonathan Nichols back here. He was into the outside wall a couple laps ago. He's been the man on the move so far here tonight, but now runs back into the 6th spot. And he has Matt Cherry closing in on him. Behind them, you still see the 5 of Ben Adams. He's looking to the inside here on that 51 machine down into turn number 1. They have the South Korea entry of Aaron Mack behind them in the Raise Energy Drink 35. So it'll be a drag race as, it looks like possible a little bit of loose situation there by the Lynchburg T-shirt company number 5. There for Ben Adams, that damage on the rear end, maybe making that truck a little loose, but he gets tight off turn 4.
Contact almost made by the 5 machine and the 51. Somehow they keep it going. It does tend to tighten up down on the inside coming off of turn number 4. But man, Ben Adams able to hold on to it. He's going to try that inside lane once again. Tire wear really shows its head here at Iowa. None more so than coming off of turn number 4.
So not able to make the move is Ben Adams. Now Aaron Mack going to go to the outside with his 35 entry. And he's going to shoot the gap. He's going to get 1. Can he get 2 going down into turn number 3? He's going to dive her down to the inside. See if she sticks with that Raise Energy Drink Silverado. It does not look like he's going to be able to get that 51 machine by the time they get back to the start-finish line. Now here comes Ben Adams back to the outside in his number 5. He is going to go up. He's going to hit that bump down in turn 1. The truck's going to go way high. He's going to lose momentum. He's going to lose ground. Now these boys all single file back out for 8th, 9th, and 10th. But Aaron Mack is not going to just sit there and hold down that 9th spot.
Now Aaron Mack now taking a peek to the inside as they work their way into turn number 1. The 51 machine up on the high side. The 35 drifting up just a little bit as they come off of turn number 2. Mack not able to get the run off the corner. At 51 staying to the high side. Paul doing a great job up in that lane, really pinching that 35 down, not letting him put the power down the way he wants.
So if these boys are racing this hard back here just to stay inside the top 10, could you imagine if they were out front with James Larell? Where is Larell? He is working upon lap traffic for the first time here tonight. Ahead of him, that is going to be the 7 of Healy. Raymond Healy going to go a lap down to the number 7 Red Bull Energy sponsored entry here tonight. He was involved in an early incident. Next on the chopping block is going to be Chris Darling in the 47 out of New York, and then it's going to be the Kool-Aid Man busting through the door of Jeff Wyatt running in the 20th spot. So a lot of these guys in the early going are looking to possibly go a lap down or multiple laps down, because Chris Darling goes another lap down. He was already 1 lap down to the race leader.
The 9 machine of James Morello to the inside as the 86 is going to get into the wall. He keeps it up to that outside wall, not getting in the way of the leaders. But a big moment for a lap car of Jeff Wyatt. He goes a lap down here. We stay green, and James Morello out in front now sets his sights on his next victim to put 1 lap down. For the moment, we have 19 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, 19 cars on the lead lap, and these guys still back here battling it out. It looks like the 5 of Adams has now gotten around the 51 entry tonight. So that now will put Ben Adams up to P number 8 on the timing and scoring. And I'm taking a look through it. I'm not sure how much longer these guys can go on fuel. We might be approaching our first green flag pit stop of the night with Laurel still out front and everybody else single file. The closest battle to each other is still going to be that 8th, 9th, and 10th position, as everybody else is single filed out and James Laurel still working through lap traffic.
Morello now has a 1.3 second lead over second place. The 49 of Mitchell Adams as he works his way through 3 and 4 now. The 49 machine comfortably in second place. He has a 1.5 second gap to our third place car, Nathan Malware.
Yeah, Malware came into the night running second in points. He does have 1 win. He has, I believe, locked himself into the championship hunt. They do need 10 starts here with the NSRA Truck Series to qualify for the championship playoffs. Right now, they do have a win, so that puts Malware in. He runs second on points also. Mitchell Adams, who is running second, he has 6 wins on the season, and he was the championship leader in that Indy Autosports Chevrolet, who runs second currently on our timing and scoring. We'll see if he's able to work his way up any farther here tonight, as he did lead 26 laps here to start this race. Fall back a little bit there under those yellow flag pit stops. Now has worked his way back to second and just can't seem to run down James Laurel.
Few movers through the field. Travis White started in 16th. Right now he is sitting in 4th place, so a solid effort so far here in the opening stages of this race. We still have 132, now make it maybe 131 laps to go in this thing, as they're going by so fast, it's hard to keep track of these laps.
Yeah, these laps going by at right around 24, a little over 24 and a half seconds for your race leader. Best time for James Morello was a 23.73 back in the early stages on fresh tires. Last time by was a 24.8, so a second fall off here. 43 laps into this tire run and fuel run for these drivers. Taking a look to see who was your fastest driver last time by. The timing and scoring a little jumbled up. It looks like your fastest driver actually being the 49, the Indy Autosports 49, driven by Mitchell Adams, who runs in the second spot. Everybody else has single filed out. This is the closest battle now, as it's Mooney and Mashburn back here for the 12th and 13th spot, but both those drivers have decided to go single file too.
I was starting to spread out, and you mentioned the fall off on tires. About a second and a half here at Iowa is when these tires really start to give up. So our best lap from James Morello, a 23.7. Right now he's at a 24.7. You're seeing that 1 second mark here. Drivers may start to try and hit pit road, a little short pit action, gain a few spots on the track if they can get the pit road before anyone else.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of one of those short pits as we ride on board here with Mitchell Adams from our simrigs.com, as some drivers already electing to come down pit road. It looks like the 42 of Barry Knapp is down pit road, and I believe is that Jeff Wyatt also bringing the Kool-Aid Man down pit road. So they are the first drivers to pit here on lap 74. We'll see if that's going to drag any more of our top contenders down. Laurel still holding Adams to about, call it a second gap, as Laurel will go on by pit road, and so will Mitchell Adams. So your top 2 drivers will stay out, top 3 and top 4. Everybody looks like they are going to stay out here, but the battle is between the 22, the 77, and the 5. Here comes Ben Adams trying to work to the inside here of the 77 of Steve Neal. And I believe that is the blinking 22 of Jonathan Nichols. Right now, Nichols has the 6th spot. Adams is 7th. Neal is back to the 8th spot, and they are bringing along Paul in his 51. Wilson also right there, not too far behind this group of 3.
Randy Rockwell in the 81 machine working his way down to the inside of the 33 machine. Rockwell not going to come down pit road. He is going to gain some spots as we have a few more takers for pit lane. It is starting to get busy on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like Nichols, who was sideways entering pit road. Steve Neal is down. A couple others, it looks like Adams is down, but that's going to leave, your race leader actually coming down, and he's going to be followed by Maurer. So Morello, Maurer, White all coming down pit road too. That's going to leave Aaron Mack out there, as Mack will take over the race lead for the first time, well, second time, but it has not been able to lead a lap just yet here tonight at Iowa, as there he is, and right behind him, Ben Adams. I think Adams was actually trying to come to pit road a lap or 2 ago, because if you remember, Aaron Mack was actually behind the driver of the 5, as now this time Ben Adams will be able to slow down that Lynchburg T-shirt company number 5. He will come down pit road now to the service of his pit crew, also the 81 of Rockwell, and he's going to bring down Mashburn also. So Aaron Mack and Mooney, your only 2 drivers. Now Milner and Hansen also, so your top 4 have yet to pit.
Loretto back on track in that 9 machine, and of the cars who have made pit stops, he is still out in front. So a solid pit stop for the 9 machine. Once this cycles around, he will take over the top spot. The 49, though, of Mitchell Adams closing the gap on him. Adams came down pit road, I believe, about a lap sooner. That is making up all the difference.
Yeah, we talked about how you're able to gain a little time if you do come down in short pit. Right now, we're going to see if that gap is going to close at all, as Adams is sitting about a half-second back. You see the distance right there. You see it as they go down the Iowa Speedway back straightaway here tonight, working lap number 80 out of the 200 scheduled in the National Sim Racing Association SimRigs.com Truck Series, as now just 2 drivers, Aaron Mack and Michael Mooney, have yet to pit. Laurel still actually now extending the gap over Mitchell Adams. Right now only 5 drivers. Nathan Maurer is your final driver on the lead lap as he works off of turn number 2. He's looking to the inside here to go around a lap down machine as he will carry on. It's a huge gap back then till you find your 6th place runner of Matt Cherry. There you see a caution flag going to come out on the speedway. Not sure who is turned around right now, as it looks like the 5 of Accord is using the access road down the front straightaway, as he is slow with a bunch of smoke bellowing out the back of that truck. We'll have to see what happened to him. Let's throw it back on the Turn 3 Racing replay and see what happened to Brett Accord. He was running just 1 lap down. This is the replay on lap 81. You see the 151, he's up top. Oh, it looks like 2 drivers go for the same racing real estate. The 81 of Randy Rockwell also involved. The 151 of Brent Accord is involved, and I think I saw the 24 of Ben Mashburn also wrapped up in that. I think it was Mashburn anyway. So 3 drivers involved here to bring out the 5th caution flag of the night, just shy of 20 laps of that halfway point.
Michael Mooney in the 88 had not made his way down pit road just yet. He was the only driver who had not made a pit stop. Here he is in front of this field as they all wait for the pace car to make its way around and catch everyone up. They are slowly crawling, waiting for that Chevy Silverado.
Well, it's a good thing you knew what was going on, because we came back live here, KR, and it just looked like a parking lot in turn 4 as everybody stopped. I thought we were having a little bit of an issue, but yeah, good to see that everybody is back under power and underway here tonight at the Iowa Speedway. It looks like 1 driver, James Laurel, able to come down pit road as the pace truck was kind of staggered on picking a lot of the drivers up. They were already past the entry to pit road, so next time by, look to see pit road actually become full here under the lights at the Iowa Speedway.
Very interesting time for that caution to come out, as almost everyone had been serviced by their crews. Who's going to come back down pit road now that they've caught up to the pace truck and can hit pit lane without a penalty? One driver did go ahead and come down. You mentioned it, James Morello making his pit stop. Morello, taking advantage of this opportunity, took 2 tires, topped off his fuel tank. We'll see how this all works out.
Yeah, now it looks like Mooney will come down pit road, but we will see if anybody else is going to come down. It looks like Adams is actually going to stay out. Malware faked like he was going to come in. He'll stay out, so they will now gain a couple positions. But look at James Larell. He will now be running in that 4th spot and see where that cycles through. I think it'll be P number 3. Only a handful of drivers were on the lead lap, and a couple of these guys not going to get the opportunity to come down here under this yellow flag, because if they do, they will go a lap down. Looking at those drivers, it looks like it's Jonathan Nichols, Steve Neal, Paul Bilson, Travis White, Matt Cherry. All those drivers have to stay out. Otherwise, if they come down for 4 tires, they're going to go a lap down and have to start at the back.
Yeah, quite a large number of drivers trapped between the pace truck and what would now be our race leader of Mitchell Adams. And you mentioned it, they want to stay on the lead lap. They cannot come down pit road. They have to take the wave around. When we get ready to go green flag racing, the lights will go out on the Silverado. Mitchell Adams will close in on the back, and everyone between him and the pace truck will get to cycle around and catch up to the tail end of this field.
Wait to see if anybody does. It looks like Balance and Mack coming down pit road out of the 5th and 6th position here. They'll go down and they're put 4 tires on while they have a chance. They are on the lead lap, so they won't be penalized at all here. But while we ride around here under the caution flag, we got to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You are watching the National Sim Race Association, presented tonight by simrigs.com. These truckers loaded up and they headed here to the virtual Iowa Speedway. If you appreciate them coming on board here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, go ahead, hit the thumbs up, give them a little support, show them that you really enjoy watching some truck racing action on a Friday night. And if it's the first time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, go ahead, hit that little subscribe button, get the notification when any of the 5 of us go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's Muth up here or KR Solfus joining us here tonight. KR broadcasts quite a few events here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Dave, who did join us a little bit earlier, having a little microphone connection issues down in North Carolina as he is at the lake house here tonight. Also, Chris Legou and Rick Hammond from up north there in Vermont, broadcasting a couple of times a week here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So catch all your racing action, whether it be from F1, Indy cars. We even have some dirt series over here. And how about these truckers that you're watching tonight here at Iowa?
Turn 3 always showing up wherever there's great racing to be had. But right now we're getting ready to get back underway here at Iowa. Adams tucked in behind the pace truck. Lights have gone out on the Silverado. We get ready to send them one more time into turn 1, wide open. Here we go. Pace truck down and away. Adams in control of the field. And now he picks up the throttle as the green flag waves once again here at Iowa.
As it's a good start by a couple of your drivers in the top 5. Adams going to take the lead down into turn 1. Malware gives chase. Morello is right there. He's got 4 fresh tires on the number 9 of Morello. Here comes Malware. He got a great run that time out of turn number 2 with his Bully Dog Silverado. Down into 3. He is peaking, but he's not going to be able to get underneath the 49 there of Adams. It'll be Adams back to the start-finish line first here at Iowa to lead the first lap back to the green flag racing action.
Morello sitting in 3rd place, watching this battle happen in front of him. He is going to mix it up a little bit if he can get to the back bumper of the 971 machine. So far, they are running nose to tail in the first 3 spots. Muniz sitting in 4th in that 88 machine. Perfect timing for that 88. That caution coming out doing him a huge favor as he was scored the only driver to not hit pit road, but now he is in 4th place. Can he make good on this track position?
Yeah, Malware going to go up the track here. He's going to let James Morello go right on by. Malware thinks it's too early to really race for that 2nd position. Not quite to the halfway marker here tonight. Just 11 more laps before we hit your simrigs.com halfway point tonight here in Iowa. Your leader is Mitchell Adams, but he has some visitors knocking on the back tailgate of this 49 machine, and that is going to be the 9 of Laurel and the 971 of Malware, who is still hanging there just about 4 truck lengths back off the back bumper of James Morello. But as they go back down into turn 1, Morello going to swing a little bit higher on entry now to see if he can cross over that Indy Autosports 49. He will not be able to get him out of turn 2. Will he be in turn 3? Falls in line for the time being in P number 2.
So hard to pass down on the inside here at Iowa. The 9 of Laurel coming off of turn 2, tried to make it happen last lap. He's going to try it again this time. Got to carry a ton of speed through the corner. Not able to drift up high here when you have a car to your outside. Really upsets the momentum down the backstretch.
Yeah, these are your leaders. Run 1, 2, and 3 all single file. Everybody else is also single file here. You got a little group of cars, or trucks, if you will, here at Iowa. It is Travis White looking under, I believe that's the 19. I believe it's actually the 82 on the timing and scoring. Brent going to scrape the wall, and he's going to lose a little bit of positions. Right in front of them, that is the 47 of Chris Darling. He is currently 3 laps down on the timing and scoring. He is running into the 17th position, so that is not going to be a battle for position. Travis White is looking to find Matt Cherry, and where is Matt Cherry? Well, there he is. You see him about a 1.5 seconds up right now over Travis White, and then Cherry has about a 1.5 seconds also till he can find Aaron Mack running in P number 5.
With the shakeup of the caution coming out in the middle of a green flag pit stop cycle, we now find ourselves with 11 drivers still on the lead lap. Jonathan Nichols in that 22 machine, last car on the lead lap. The first car 1 lap down, that is the 24 of Ben Mashburn. He is trying to stay in that first car 1 lap down spot so he can receive the lucky dog.
Yeah, right now 1 down to the bottom. That is Jordan in his 13 machine. Sending it into the corner. Contact. The 22 of Nichols really sailed her down off into turn 3 and 4. He made contact with the number 82 there of Brent. Brent going to go up the track, and Jonathan Nichols just keeps on keeping on. Takes over the 10th position. That could have been a moment, as there's a lot of trucks right here in this group of drivers, I guess.
Truckers, drivers, racers, it don't matter right now. All that matters is these guys got their foot to the floor trying to make hay while these tires are nice and good here at Iowa. Only a few laps left out of these tires before we're really going to start seeing who abused them in the opening laps of their tire run, who is holding back just a little bit to continue with a long run here.
Yeah, and I was just passed along a bulletin, KR. The Lynchburg T-shirt Company has put a bounty on the driver of Mitchell Adams, that if anybody can take down the 49 here tonight and Parker in victory lane and snap Mitchell Adams' 6-win streak, they will walk away $100 richer here tonight at Iowa. And right now, James Larello is looking like he could be the man to take on the job.
Morello looking like the man to take on the job, but hopefully his crew is not relaying that information to him. Might get into his head a little bit, might affect the way he drives, but that 9 machine hounding the 49, that back bumper really getting some love taps from the front bumper of the 9.
Yeah, this time by it'll be the halfway marker. It's the Sim Briggs halfway marker who will lead at the line. Do you have Adams, Laurel, or Malware? They are all right here within a half second of each other out of turn 4. Mitchell Adams will come across the line. He will lead the halfway point tonight, brought to us by simrigs.com.
Halfway point done and over with. The 9 machine taking a peek to the inside of the 49. Into 3 and 4, they're going to go side by side, door to door. Can Laurel get the power down? Adams going to get the momentum from that high side, carrying to the start-finish line as the race leader into turn number 1, solidly back out in front. But the 9 going to try and surge forward once again.
Well, we'll see if he's able to do it this time. Down the back straightaway, they just kind of tuck in line. They have opened up a 4-second gap right now over Michael Mooney, who runs that 88 Gojo Toyota, their P number 4. Aaron Mack is sitting a little bit farther back, about a 1.5 seconds in the 5th position. Matt Cherry a little bit farther back, another 1.5 seconds. And then, well, you know the same song and dance. It's a 1.5 seconds back to Travis White, who runs in 7th. Hey, you guessed it, race fans, another 1.5 seconds back. We can find Paul Bilson here in that 51 machine, running in 8th. Neal is running in 7th, and now Nichols. It looks like his truck has really gone away here. He now runs back into the 10th spot, and that truck has a lot of damage as he looks to the inside here on the 47. That is the lap down machine of Chris Darling, as they both look like they both checked up that time in 4 because they wanted to try to avoid the contact that was almost inevitable. It was kind of going to happen regardless, but they were able to hang on to both trucks. Now that 22 is going to slide up in front of the 47 of Darling. I don't think Darling liked the little bit of a slide job that time, and almost contact between the 2 down and 3.
Darling finding himself 3 laps down, still trying to race there. A little bit of damage on the right front on that 47. The 22, Jonathan Nichols, in 10th spot. Can't seem to pull away from the 47 here, despite both trucks being damaged. Both drivers still out battling for every position they can.
Yeah, and I believe we're halfway through on this tire run. Will Adams be able to hold off James Laurel? Remember, Laurel has those newer tires than Adams. So is Adams that fast, or is Laurel saving some of his tires in the number 9? You got to continue to question yourself that. It is still going to be a 2-stop race from this point on. If we go green to the end, which is only 93.5 laps to go as they come back down here into turns 3 and 4. It is Adams, Laurel, and Malware is still back here. He is losing a little bit of ground now. Your race leaders that time by were a 10th quicker than Nathan Malware, who runs the Bully Dog machine, sitting there in 4th. Mooney's now 6.5 seconds back, so that just shows you the race pace that right now your top 3 are setting. And Adams setting the pace that he has led 52 laps here to Laurel's 44. Only 4 leaders. Mooney has led 7. Mack has led 4. Those drivers there, Mooney and Mack, leading most of their laps under the yellow flag circumstances here tonight. But these two have been the class of the field so far here at Iowa.
Our top 3 within a second of each other. Then Mooney sitting 6.2 seconds behind our 3rd place driver. Mooney in that 88 got a nice little spot to turn some laps here, able to focus on hitting his marks. Started this race in 23rd. Great track position gained under our most recent caution. This 88 machine started 23rd, now rides in 4th. If he can hold on to it, what a charge to the front that will be here in a 200-lap race at Iowa.
You know, I'm still impressed, KR, by the driver running in 5th, though. The Raise Energy Drink Baja Lime Machine. I haven't had any of the Raise Energy drinks. I do have a nice Phantom Freeze here from Raise Energy in my Turn 3 Racing koozie. You know, I always got to plug our koozies, KR, that we have here. They're pretty sweet. We're almost sold out of them, actually. But right now, this Raise Energy drink in my hand. Raise Energy drink out here on track racing out of South Korea. I think that is the farthest I have ever seen a driver on the iRacing platform race from. So it is great to see drivers from all over the world right now racing here on iRacing.
Yeah, I don't believe I've seen too many from Asia, especially in this time slot, Roger. Kind of prime time for the United States. So that 35 machine, well, alarm clock obviously had to be set.
I mean, maybe he's drinking some of his Raise Energy, and it's just keeping him up all night, and he had nothing better to do. But, hey, let's come out here and make a couple left-hand turns at Iowa. Why not? Maybe hit a corn stalk or 2.
Ooh, little souvenir to take home with you.
I mean, I'm sure they have cornfields over in South Korea, but not like they do here in Iowa. I'm sure you've taken a couple trips over there to that fine state, maybe.
Have been in Iowa a few times and have pulled a few corn stalks out of race cars that I've been working on, but we do have some action coming down on the pit road. The 5 of Ben Adams slowly 45 miles an hour as he works his way towards his pit stall.
Yeah, it looks like the other Adams out there, Mitchell Adams, was already down pit road. Oh, Ben gonna blow through his pit box. He's gonna try and find it. Now he gets the Lynchburg t-shirt machine in his pit box, but that's gonna be a killer on time. James Morello takes over the race lead here as Mitchell Adams came down pit road. When will James Laurel come down? It will not be that time by. He stays out there and keeps on motoring. None of your other leaders are down pit road just yet. Remember, though, that Adams was out there the longest on his tire run, so it was time not only for 4 fresh tires here in Iowa, but it was time to fill her up with Sunoco race fuel.
Drivers still have the chance at one more pit stop here to make it the rest of the way, so the fuel window is opening up to do that on one more stop. And we see that Adams came down right away to get those fresh tires and try and open up a lead when this all cycles through. But yeah, Morello did come down, took 2 tires under that quick caution, had about 7 laps on his on his left sides before all of that. And you can see that 9 machine now working his way to the high side of the 66 of Doug Milner.
Yeah, Milner going to go down to the inside in the Cardinal baseball organization, number 66. That'll move Morello around him. Milner going to go now 2 laps down, waiting to see if anybody is going to come down pit road. They will not. Everybody is looking to stay out here and continue. So is Morello. Then a 2.5 seconds back is Malware. And then 9, almost 10 seconds, call it back to Matt Cherry in this Lowe's 48 entry. It's a good-looking paint scheme, and Cherry runs 3rd. Mooney is running 4th. Mack is 5th. White is still 6th. And everybody else... I'm sorry, I read that wrong. I was going to say White was the last one on the lead lap, but it's actually Nichols, Neal, and then Ballas is the last car running in the 9th position on the lead lap in the Old Smoky, number 19 or 82 for all you race fans following along on the timing and scoring list.
Larell has pulled it on the pit road to be serviced by his pit crew for tires and fuel for the 9 machine. Here comes Adams on to the back stretch, that 49, trying to find a way to get through 3 and 4 in a hurry to take over the top spot once this cycles through again. But Larell still being serviced by his pit crew, track down and away, but not before the 49 is going to get to his outside on the backstretch. The 9 of Larell getting back up to speed, but Adams back in front.
Yeah, that's what the short pit will do to you, and he is off sequence from a lot of your leaders. Nathan Malware down pit road, also in the Bully Dog 971 out of Pennsylvania. He'll bring it to his crew, and it looks like it's going to be a 4-tire stop for the Malware machine. Things are going to be shaken up here because Mooney is back to the top spot in the Go Joe 88. We've seen him push his fuel farther than anybody else has been able to here tonight. A lot of these drivers stopping on, I believe it was right around lap 40 for their fuel run. So we'll see, when will Mooney come down, because he now takes over the lead. Looks like Aaron Mack going to shoot the 3 wide gap. It's going to get tight out of turn number 4. That is the 24 of Mashburn, and I believe that was the Jeff Wyatt machine, where Mack kind of just threaded that needle, and he was able to keep on Baja blasting.
The 35 is out on older tires. You can see what those fresh tires are doing for these drivers as the 5 and the 24 flash by. Not a pass for position, but Mooney out in the race lead. That 88 machine logging some laps here in the front of the field. When is he going to come down pit road? Is that tank and tires starting to give up quite a bit to everyone else who has already made a pit stop?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. We'll just use Mitchell Adams as an example. Last time by, or we use this time by here for Mooney, it was a 25.5. This time by for Mitchell last time by for Mitchell Adams was actually a 24-1, so you can just see it's about a 1.5 second difference in the tires. And look at, here comes James Laurel. He has now come and pulled himself back up to the back bumper here of the 49 as they are working around the 23 entry here tonight at Travis White. They will work around that lap car. Right now, White is running in the 10th position, 1 lap down. He was just down on pit road 4 laps ago, now 5 laps ago for the driver of that 23 machine.
The 35 of Aaron Mack slowly making his way towards his pit stall. He looks for his crew, hits his marks. Jack goes up on the right side, 4 tires and fuel for the 35 of Aaron Mack.
And while he's down on pit road, Mooney going to continue to just log some laps here with the Gojo 88. He now puts the Mack machine a lap down, and I'm looking at the timing and scoring. Only 4 drivers, if you count the leader in that, are still left on the lead lap. As you see Mooney in that 51 there, I believe that is the entry of Paul Bilson, almost making contact out of turn 4. Paul has fresher tires, obviously, compared to Mooney, who's been out there for 44 laps. So he will have to bring that machine down pit road here pretty soon. I don't know how much longer the 88 can really hold on to these tires.
Yeah, Mooney doing a great job keeping that thing on track. You see a little bit of sideways action as he came off at turn number 4. Mooney last time around turning a 25.625. Morello in the 49 machine, and Mitchell Adams going at it, almost getting together, the 9 to the inside. Morello now going to cut up in front of the 49 down the backstretch. Adams dives it down to the bottom, almost getting into him once again. I was holding my breath, not sure what to say next. That 49 now going to lose some ground as Morello pulls away.
Yeah, I thought there was definitely going to be contact. I kind of cringed there like I was just anticipating, bracing for the contact there between Mitchell Adams and James Morello. Now it's going to be Morello taking control of the second position, pending the lead as your race leader here of the 88 of Mooney will come down. It'll be a 4-tire stop here with 70 laps to go here tonight at Iowa for the National Sim Racing Association SimRigs.com Truck Series here at the little Iowa Speedway. So now everybody has officially made a pit stop, and it's going to cycle things back through to James Morello, and Morello has opened up a 0.7 of a second lead over Mitchell Adams. Nathan Maurer is 4.5 seconds back in the Bully Dog 971. He is running 3rd. Matt Cherry is 4th. Paul Bilson is running in the 5th position. Steve Neal is 6th. Travis White is 7th. And it looks like Mooney will be coming back out onto the track right now. It looks like he is going to fall all the way back to the 10th position on the timing and scoring. Now it's 11th as Hansen has got around him. Doug Milner would be the next truck to get around him, but it looks like Michael Mooney will be able to go ahead and get his truck up the full song and dance. He will fall officially to the 11th spot.
Yeah, Mooney going to fall to 11th, now looking at 1 lap down in that 88 machine. Little interesting tidbit here, Mitchell Adams in the 49 machine took 4 tires on his pit stop. James Morello only taking 2 tires once again in that 9. I think the 49 is setting himself up for a 2-tire stop. If this stays green the rest of the way, then he has to come down pit road for the final time.
But how much time is he going to be sitting down on pit road? How much fuel? You got to calculate it. How much time does it take to put right sides and a full can of fuel in? Would it be worth, though, putting those 4 tires on if you got to take a full fuel load to make it to the end?
Yeah, if you got to take a full fuel load or 2 cans of fuel, you definitely want to go ahead and get 4 tires on your race machine. But having options never hurts. Trying to keep a door open. The 49 with that 4-tire stop now does have that option for a 2-tire stop. Same can't necessarily be said for the 9 of James Morello.
Well, since everybody has cycled through here on this pit cycle, KR, what do you say we go ahead and do a little quick? I say quick. Let's go ahead and turner up here tonight at Iowa. Right here on the Herd 3 Racing Network, it is all James Morello right now out front here at Iowa. This man is on a mission. It's $100 if he's able to beat the man that's running in the second position and snap that 6-race win streak.
Yeah, Laurel right now looking at a 1.8 second lead over Mitchell Adams in that 49. Adams has fallen back quite a bit, and I'm beginning to wonder with how fast that 49 has been if maybe he isn't holding back a little bit, trying to keep something for this last run to the checkered flag, although I'm not 100% sure that it is going to be the right move. However, there is a reason I'm in the broadcast booth and not out on the racetrack.
Yeah, I heard it's because you can't quite hit the gas and turn left.
Yeah, I get stuck. I've been taught you have to turn right to go left.
Well, that's why I'm up here too, KR. But hey, there's only 4 cars left on the lead lap, and that 4th car is Matt Cherry. And right now, he is sitting 19.5 seconds behind your leader of James Laurel. Laurel is coming, and Laurel is about halfway through his pit run. But Mitchell Adams, you talked about it, is sitting at about 33 laps. Last time he came down pit road was 33 laps ago. I'm expecting him to try and drag this one out. Maybe another 10 laps before he would try and push it. The farthest man that we have seen on fuel was going to be the Muniz machine, as he now works to the inside here on Jonathan Nichols, as he has a little bit of blink issue in that 22 machine off of turn 4. He's gone, he's back, hocus pocus, there he is. Now here comes the 24 also of Mashburn to the inside. That is not the battle for position, as Ben in this 24 machine is currently running 2 laps down compared to the 22 machine, who is only 1 lap down currently on our timing and scoring. Only 4 drivers left. It's Laurel, Adams, Maurer, and Cherry here on lap 148 here tonight out of the 200 schedule.
Paul Bilstein going to pit road. He's going to be one of the first ones to hit pit lane, but just on the edge of making it to the end of this thing if we stay green. So an early exit, or I'm sorry, an early pit stop for Paul Bilstein. While I have a moment here, I do want to point out we started 28 cars here tonight, 20 of them still out on track in this race. Several drivers going home early, a little disappointed that they were not able to see this one through.
Yeah, a lot of drivers retired out of this one. Josh Mayhew, Kyle Robinson, Raymond Healy, Randy Rockwell, Brent Accord all have loaded up here tonight. David Visser is down on pit road. He has been sitting there for, well, let's call it an hour on pit road trying to get his truck back out on track. Mack Johnson and Monty Glover not taking the green flag here tonight, so both them having a little bit of issues getting to the grid. Now Laurel working up upon the number 5 here of Ben Adams. Adams right now running in at the 15th position, 3 laps down, pending going one more. So Ben Adams not having the night in that Lynchburg t-shirt machine as he goes another lap down. That'll be 4 laps down now for Ben Adams running back there in 15th position.
15th spot, 4 laps down. Not too often you see that kind of situation here at Iowa as the 9 machine of Morello continuing to lead. He now has a 1.5 second lead over Mitchell Adams. Adams is turning some faster lap times than Morello, so he is trying to close in on him, but we are just about 10 laps away from seeing these drivers come back down pit road for what could be the final time here tonight.
Just trying to look through the field. Let's give it a quick rundown through the top 10. Right now it is the number 9 of James Larell. He has led 74 laps. It'll be 75 laps this time by for Laurel that he has been out front. He has not left the top 5 all night long, and he has continued to dominate. Mitchell Adams on a 6-win race streak, now running back there in the 2nd position. He has led 56 laps of the early going of this one. Nathan Malware got the Bully Dog 971 right now running in 3rd. He has not led, or he has led 2 laps, tonight. Running currently in the 3rd spot. And the last truck on the lead lap is going to be the 48 of Matt Cherry. He runs position number 4. Last one on the lead lap, just 3 seconds ahead of our race leader. Running in 5th is the 77 of Steve Neal. He's just been kind of sitting there running 5th all night long.
And Steve on that 77, now looking at the first car 1 lap down. But, you know, you mentioned he's been right there in that top 5, floating around it throughout all these pit stops. So a solid effort by the 77 machine, but here in the final stages of the race, looking at 1 lap down in 5th place. And that is kind of something that'll happen here at Iowa with all the green flag pit stops.
Yeah, running in 6th, though, is Mooney. And remember, Mooney was the last driver on the pit road during that last green flag run. He has the fresh tires as he works underneath the 86 there of Wyatt. That is not the battle pole position because Wyatt is back in the 17th position, 5 laps down currently on our timing and scoring. He is the only driver that is 5 laps down, running 17th. So Mooney is going to be looking to try and run down Neal here, and he is closing the gap pretty quick. Last time by at the line about a half second faster a lap over Neal. So Mooney closing in on P5. A little bit farther back, you find the 22 of Jonathan Nichols. He is running in the 7th position, 1 lap down. Then it's Balance running in the 8th spot in the 82 or the 19 Smoky Mountain Moonshine machine. Then Travis White has the Wee Billa Designs entry running 9th, 1 lap down, and rounding out the top 10, it's the Rays Energy Drink number 35 of Aaron Mack. He is also 1 lap down, so your top 10 either on the lead lap or 1 lap down currently, and Matt Cherry under that 3-second marker as our timing and scoring starts to blink at us, telling us he is potentially in danger of going a lap down.
The 48 machine, Matt Cherry sitting in a 4th place, sharing a backstretch with the 9 of Larell as they now work their way onto the front stretch. Roger, we're looking at 41 laps to go here. Morello going to be hitting pit road soon, but Adams already making that commitment to pit lane.
Yeah, remember he was the first one down pit road before, and he'll be the first one down pit road, and he'll have to go 40 laps the distance on this tank of fuel and tires. As you can obviously go that far on fuel, I'm just wondering how far he will fall through the timing and scoring before he gets back out there and is able to turn some competitive laps. James Morello down pit road. That turns it over to Nathan Maurer. How long now, if you're Maurer, do you sit out there? Remember, you were sitting third on the timing and scoring. Now, yes, you're going to get another lap led out front. But the tire difference, we've seen it. It's about 1.5 seconds from new tires to old tires, as Maurer will continue to turn laps here at Iowa. He comes back around here, and he doesn't come down pit road. He leads his 4th lap here tonight.
I will say, if you are trying to win this one and you haven't been able to have the pace that Laurel or Adams has had, switch it up a little bit. Try and stretch this as long as possible. Maybe catch a caution at the right time and find yourself one of 2 cars on the lead lap, trying to take full advantage of what I will say would be the luck of the racing gods. So Maurer in that 971 machine will have to hit pit road here, and it is a big gamble to stay out as long as he is.
Well, you are right. I did hear one time Kyle Busch say, if I can't pass him on the track, why would I continue to follow him and do what he is doing? I'll never get anywhere. Maurer deploying that strategy now. I couldn't pass him on track, so why should I follow him down pit road and continue to follow him around here tonight? So the different strategy might be the way to go. Only 2 cars left on the lead lap, though, during this green flag run. It is Matt Cherry and Nathan Maurer. Looks like Laurel, yes, been down pit road. Caution flag is out. KR, Michael Mooney, and I believe that is Jonathan Nichols, have gone around. Caution flag number 6 going to come out, and Maurer and Cherry are going to come out smelling like roses from this one.
Man, oh man, talk about a lucky break as we get ready to find out what happened to the 22 of Jonathan Nichols.
Well, let's throw it back here. The truck says it has the replay queued up. Let's hit the button. Let's see what happens. As you're watching the 88 there to the outside, you're watching the 22 of Nichols. Oh, you see maybe some net code involved as they went side by side. That was the 77 of Steve Neal. The 22 winds up against the fence line. The 88 winds up down on the bottom with a blown motor from Mooney. Well, let's go back and let's hit it again. Let's see if we can find a different angle to show you, race fans, what just happened. You see the 22, he did just get around the 77 down in turn 4. The 77 does a little bit of a crossover down the front straightaway, goes down into the corner, and they just kind of meet. The 22 with hard nose damage into that outside wall, and then that 88 of Mooney going to come in there. He makes hard contact. Mooney's going to drive it away, but his night is going to be over here at the Iowa Speedway with all that damage and the smoke bellowing out the back end of the 88.
The 22 suffering a heavy impact to that outside wall as well. Looks like his night is done as he is going to head behind the wall and straight to the race hauler. No fast repairs available out here tonight, so the damage you receive really starts to add up until you can't go on anymore.
Well, KR, I know you can't hear the Discord side of things, but while we're here under the caution flag, let's see if we can get a quick word in with the driver of the 88. Let's see if we can catch up with Mooney. Mooney, you got a copy? It's Muth up here in the booth.
Oh, do you want to talk to me right now?
Oh, of course we want to hear from you. What just happened out there? You look like you possibly had one of the trucks to run in the top 3 here tonight.
Yeah, I got a handling. I got a tire change, and I was running 2 tires on that last stint, and it was running good. I was looking. I was really looking happy in a while, and the 22 came down on the 77, lost it, hit the outside wall, and then right into the front end of the truck. I'm sitting here probably for the rest of the race.
And it's unfortunate to hear here, Mooney, as you had a pretty solid truck. You were able to lead 16 laps tonight. Do you really think, though, you had the shot at James Morello or Mitchell Adams, who has 2 of the quickest trucks here tonight at Iowa?
I had a top 5. I don't know if I had for them unless something happened where I ended up at the front at the end. I don't know if I could have held them off, but I had a top 5.
Well, unfortunate here for Mooney as he's a little disappointed in the finish he's about to have here at Iowa as we pace under the caution flag. KR, this is going to be, I believe, if my count is right, our 6th caution flag of the night, and Malware will lead us back to green here in just a couple moments.
the 971 of Nathan Maurer out in front. Matt Cherry sitting in second place. James Morello and Mitchell Adams all sitting in third and fourth. As Adams did not come down pit road under this caution. So we'll see how this is going to work out for the 49 machine.
Well, as we're here under the caution flag here tonight, our 6th caution here for the National Sim Racing Association. Tonight, presented by SimRigs.com here from the Iowa Speedway. We're going to take a quick break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we'll be back to bring you the final 30 laps of this one.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Larell Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing!
Lead to the inside goes Logan Clapman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Trunkgate goes off. De Jong into second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
He's trying this contact though. Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Leonard drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe. Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And welcome back. We had to cut that commercial break real short here as we're back at the virtual Iowa Speedway. The green flag is going to come back out here with just 32 laps to go in this one. And Nathan Maurer I get the jump, and he is going to take the race command here as Matt Cherry is second. Only 2 other drivers on the lead lap. James Larell got the wave around, so he has to start shotgun to the field, and it looks like Mitchell Adams stayed out. He also gets the wave around, but he is on the oldest tires of our top 4 drivers.
The 9 and the 49 are in a mess of trucks here on the front stretch. Down into turns 1 and 2. They were 2-3 wide there for a moment. Morello now trying to work over the 35 machine, diving down to the inside. Adams going to follow in his tire tracks as they work their way through 3 and 4 here. They have about 29 laps to catch up to our race leader, Nathan Maurer and Matt Cherry. They are sitting 3 seconds off the race lead.
Wow, what a story of events it could be if Maurer was able to hang on to this race lead and win, and Matt Cherry finished second. James Larell right now, if you're timing and scoring, watching, he is right now almost 3.5 seconds behind Nathan Maurer as he slices and dices through the field, has had one of the fastest trucks all night long, and now has worked himself, if we are looking at it correct, it's probably the 7th car out there on track, if you count Maurer, Cherry, Morello, and all the lap down cars kind of in between all those drivers. We will see if he's able to catch the leader, and it looks like Adams having a little bit of problems here getting around the slower cars that he had to start behind. He now has 14-15 laps on his tires, and he runs 4 seconds back. He was letting Larell kind of pick through the field. Now he's got to try and run back down Larell as he has extended his lead by about a second.
Up at the front, Nathan Maurer out in front of Matt Cherry. These two have pulled away from the field a little bit. Maurer in that clean air really opening up a 1 second lead over the 48 of Matt Cherry. Matt Cherry, though, really now starting to see a mirrorful of the 9 of James Larell as Larell has cleared all the cars between him and second place, Matt Cherry.
So Larell is on the move. It is still a 3-second gap and 25 laps to go here at Iowa. Just under 20 miles of racing left in this one. Maurer out front, and everybody else is trying to run him down. Right now, the 77 of Steve Neal is in the lucky dog position. If a caution were to fly right now, Steve Neal would get the wave around, but I know Nathan Maurer is saying, no, let's stay green. I can win my second one. I could take down the stranglehold that Mitchell Adams has right now on the field. 6 wins in a row for the driver of the 49, and as we race here into the darkness at Iowa, his reign on the top spot could be gone, and Malware or Cherry or Laurel could walk away with $100 in their pocket tonight. I mean, if I was Malware, I'd be probably knee shaking right now, KR, at the front of this field.
If your knees are shaking, though, you need to take a moment, catch your breath, focus on breathing, focus on hitting your mark, because you are out in front of this field. You have the choice of lane. You can drive wherever you want. And that 971 really just needs to focus on getting the job done, staying smooth, staying consistent, as he's now opened up a 1.3 second lead over Matt Cherry.
Watching the 49 of Adams here, still trying to work his way through some of the slower lap down traffic. There is Paul Bilson in that 51 there. Matt Cherry, or not Matt Cherry, Mitchell Adams not able to quite clear just yet, as the distance between Malware and Cherry is 1.5 seconds, then it's 3.4 seconds back to Morello. Maybe the tires are now worn out from James Morello, as he had to come from the back of this field here. We're getting 20 laps to go this time by here for Nathan Malware.
Yeah, Malware got to be thinking what a lucky break he had. You know, I mentioned it before that caution came out. He was going to have a hard time beating them on the track, doing the same thing that Laurel and Adams were doing. And so now Malware out in front, taking advantage of that lucky break. And man, has he got that race lead and pulling away with it.
Driver out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, trying to win his second race. Cherry is still sitting there in the second spot. You got the 77 there of Neal all over the back bumper, but that is not a battle for position at all. And then James Larello, 3.5 seconds back, running in the third spot. Adams then is 4.4 seconds back from Malware. He is running in the fourth spot. Yes, fourth spot. A little bit farther deeper into the field here, the 24 of Mashburn is running in 10th, 2 laps down currently in the 10th position. As you see, the 35 of Aaron Mack sitting there, he is running 7th. That is not the battle for position either. A lot of these drivers right now, 5th through 9th, are 1 lap down. Then you have Mashburn, that is 2 laps down. Hansen and Milner are 3 laps down. Then you have Ben Adams there in the Lynchburg T-shirt machine. He is sitting 4 laps down. Chris Darling in his 49 is sitting in 14th, 5 laps down. 16th is Barry Knapp, as they're trying to keep up with the timing and scoring. He is 11 laps down, running in the 16th spot.
We do have 18 trucks out on track still. Right now in 20th spot, that is the 33 of Jeffrey Johnson Jr. He is 54 laps down. And I believe with only 16 laps left in this race, that is where Jeffrey Johnson is going to finish in 20th. But Roger, I do like a driver that tries to see a race through. He has made his way back out on the track after losing 54 laps. He continues to try and finish this thing as good as possible. But unfortunately for him, 20th is about where he is going to be tonight.
Yeah, it might be the hard luck award here for Johnson, as, you know, he was wrapped up in that early incident here tonight at Iowa. He has kind of stayed out there. So I really like to give him a big shout out, staying out there, still never giving up and trying to pick up positions. 20th, when you really think of the strength of the field out there tonight, isn't really that bad when you have Malware and Cherry, Adams, Laurel, Mack, and Mashburn. A lot of these drivers, hard-nosed racers, so to finish still inside the top 20 after having such a bad start to the race, it's nothing really to hang your head on. But out front, it is still Malware, and it'll be just 12 laps to go for the Bully Dog driver out of Pennsylvania. Got a 2.6 second lead over Matt Cherry. And Cherry, if you look out the back, there you see it, the purple and orange glass door machine of James Larello is right there trying to get around the 77 of Steve. Oh boy, Neal there was sideways just about. He was in a 4-wheel slide headed right into the door of Larello, but he just let Larello go on by. Now Larello will be all over the back bumper here on the 48 of Cherry.
Larello closing in on the 48. Laps are winding down quickly now here in Iowa. Morello has to make quick work of Matt Cherry if he wants any hopes of trying to catch down Nathan Maurer. But Maurer really has pulled a huge gap. And this 9 machine now going to take a peek to the inside of the 48. Can he get the power down from that inside lane as the 48 carries the momentum down the backstretch into 3 and 4 they go. The 9 going to drive it in deep. Now slides up into second place.
So now it is exactly at the line, 10 laps to go, and James Morello is running second with 1 lap fresher tires over Maurer. Will he be able to close that 3-second gap? Because it'll just be 9 more times, just under 7 miles of racing left to go this time by at the line for Maurer. He gets the 9 to go whisper in the ear from the spotter. And that time by, he was actually 1/100th of a second faster than James Laurel.
Morello throwing everything he can that's not bolted down out of that truck, trying to get a caution, trying to get a second shot at this race lead. Maurer, meanwhile, picking up everything that Morello is throwing out, saying, I don't see no debris.
Well, how about that? That was just about on the track there. It looks like the 86 having some handling issues. Jeff Wyatt, as the 9 of Laurel was coming up on him fast. The Kool-Aid machine of Wyatt hit the outside wall. Laurel going to go right into the back of him. He loses the second spot to Matt Cherry, and now he has some nose damage on the glass door, glass door number 9. As that time by, we got the 7 to go.
Yeah, big contact for the 9 down on the front stretch, but able to keep rolling, cost him a spot and a ton of time. And that is all that Maurer wants to see, as those 2 drivers, Matt Cherry, James Morello, now sit 3.6 seconds and 3.8 seconds behind your race leader.
Yeah, everybody else still single filed out, also on track here. There you see the 35 of Mack. He is running 7th. Then you see Valens, he is running there in 8th. White is 9th. Mashburn is still running in that 10th position. The battle and the closest drivers on track are still for this 2nd position, Cherry and Laurel. Now look, there is Mitchell Adams. He has caught the group, and now here comes Adams to the inside of James Laurel. He will take over the 3rd spot and see if he can set sail and get around Matt Cherry now. But here comes the 9 back to the inside out of turn number 2. He's not going to have quite the run he thought. So it'll be Cherry into turn 3, then Adams and Laurel, all 4 seconds behind your race leader of Maurer, who will get the 4 laps to go this time by.
Roger, did you do 2 sets of 2 popsicle sticks?
You normally don't, but I think this could be a thing for you.
2 sets of 2 popsicle sticks up in the air for the 971 of Nathan Maurer. And now he works his way through 3 and 4, looking at 3 laps to go. This 971 machine putting in a solid effort here at Iowa. Going to try and finish strong, finish it out as the race winner, but has to be clean through these next set of corners.
Yeah, you talk about clean. Look at the Horace Nose Racing here for this 2nd position. It looks like Adams is faster than Cherry, but he just cannot get around him this time by the KR. It'll be the popsicle sticks in the air. Here is a little bump there from Adams to the back of Cherry. It's the 3-tap Teddy rule here tonight in play at Iowa, as it's just 2 laps to go here tonight in the National Sim Racing Association SimRigs.com Truck Series, as there is the 47 of Darling going to be in the middle of this battle here. It'll be 1 to go at the line for Maurer.
White flag flies for the 971. 1 mile left for him to go in this race to pick up his 2nd win of the season. And Roger, he's off of turn number 2 down the backstretch for the final time.
The man out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, looking to pick up his 2nd win of the season as he drives her down into turn 3. It is all clear sailing out of turn number 4 for Maurer. He is going to pick up his 2nd win here in the NSRA SimRigs.com Truck Series. Nathan Maurer is going to break the streak for Mitchell Adams. Nathan Maurer goes to victory lane, and he is going to pick up the Lynchburg t-shirt bounty that was set upon Adams' head here tonight in Iowa. Maurer The Pennsylvania Posse Boy gonna go to victory lane. Cherry is second, Adams is third, James Morello is fourth, and Steve Neal rounds out the top 5 here tonight. What a race we just watched for the NSRA SimRigs.com Truck Series, as Malware is gonna burn it down on the front straightaway. And as he burns it down, we're gonna step away for just a quick moment here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we will be back with your post-race show presented by SimRigs.com. And welcome back here, race fans, to the virtual Iowa Speedway for the National Sim Racing Association, presented tonight by SimRigs.com. These truckers were here in the Iowa cornfields, and it's going to be one of the PA Posse Boys parking here in Victory Lane. I've caught up with Nathan Malware. Malware, this has got to be one of the biggest wins of your iRacing career, because not only do you take down Mitchell Adams, you win the Lynchburg T-shirt bounty.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. Hey, best truck doesn't always win. I always try short pitting, and almost all my leagues never works. I seen them guys seem like they were short pitting. So I was like, I'm just gonna stay out, and caution played out in my favor, and I just consistency at the end there.
Yeah, sometimes they say being lucky is better than being good. Do you think if the yellow flag wouldn't have came out, though, did you have anything to go up there and battle Laurel or Adams? Or were you going to be able to hold off Cherry, who actually was on that same pit cycle as you?
No, there's no way I would have called up than them guys. They had a better mid-run truck. Felt like I was a little bit better than Mitchell Adams at the beginning. But I forget who else was up there in first or second. I forget. He's new in the league. He definitely was the one to beat, it seemed like. But no, I would have probably finished third there. But I had nothing for them on the long run.
But tonight it's a victory, and it's your second victory of the year. We haven't been able to, talk to you much, Nate. You're over here on the Turn 3 Racing Network a couple times a week. But tonight is your night. The red carpet gets rolled out here in Victory Lane. We're going to hand you the microphone for the first time here in Victory Lane. Who do you got to thank, though, for parking the 971 in your SimRigs.com Victory Lane?
All the guys over there at Red Light Racing, they are the best guys. Consistency at the end. And all my teammates here, and my good teammate here, Steve Neal, we practice almost every day here for this league.
Well, there you heard it from the man out of Pennsylvania. He is going to park the Bully Dogs Wee Bella entry tonight in Victory Lane. So congratulations to the whole Nathan Malware crew. He found the power tonight. He wins $100 by taking down Mitchell Adams. That bounty was put up by Lynchburg T-shirt Company. We got to thank them for what they also do here with the NSRA SimRigs Truck Series. We have also caught up here now with our second place finisher tonight. It's going to be the driver of the 49. It's going to be Matt Cherry. Matt, you played that strategy just like Nate did. Did you have a truck that was capable of going up there and running down Nathan Malware on this long run?
No, unfortunately, we run into some stuff early on in the race. Lap 1, we took on some damage, and then after that, we got turned around, and we had quite a bit of damage. Made the truck a lot tighter than probably everybody else's. And we just couldn't really do nothing. Yeah,
it seemed like a little bit of a rough start for you, but you were able to battle back through this field. A little bit of strategy coming into play. Do you think, though? Now think about it. If you were heads up, I think you could have done it. I think you could have beat all these boys here tonight with a clean truck.
Yeah, if I had a clean truck and still had the fenders on it, I'd have been right there for sure. This is our second week in a row now that we finished second. So I mean, next week we got to do something.
Well, you know, they say if it happens 3 times, you know what, we're not even going to go there. It might not. There's some kids tuning in out there. I believe Zach's tuning in. We won't let his ears hear what we were about to say about him. But second place for you, Matt's not too bad. Who do you got to thank for coming home in second tonight?
I just want to thank all the guys that put this on every week. Chris, he does a good job putting everything together, and I got to give him a big shout out because he gives me nice rides every week.
Well, there you heard it from your second place finisher here tonight. Matt Cherry is going to bring the Lowe's 48 Silverado home P number 2. And now it's the man that everybody's been gunning for. We have him standing by here. It's the Indy Autosports number 49. Mitchell, a little bit disappointing, not able to go 7 in a row.
Yeah, I know that it stings a little bit because, you know, I had this really long win streak going. But, I mean, congrats to Nathan. He ran a great race tonight, and we just got caught up on the wrong side of the pit strategy tonight, and that's what did it in for us. But the WSRG Indy Autosport 49 was really fast tonight. We had a lot of speed there, and if it'd run out, maybe it'd be a little bit different, but it didn't quite work out for us tonight. But, again, congrats to them. They all ran a solid race tonight.
Yeah, sometimes you just kind of get bit by that pit strategy. It happens, you know, not only here on the iRacing platform, it happens all over racing events around the world. But how do you feel? I'm not even sure. Where do we go next week? Do you know, Mitchell?
We're headed to Charlotte.
Well, how do you feel about going to Charlotte next week?
I really don't know how much speed I'll have compared to everybody else at Charlotte. I knew kind of already a few weeks back that was maybe a race I wasn't quite looking forward to as much because it's not a track I enjoy racing as much as places like this, but I think I'll definitely be fast next week, and I've shown that I can do it there before.
Well, before we walk away here and finish up here from Iowa, though, Mitchell, who do you got to thank for coming home tonight in that 3rd position? Who makes it all happen?
Oh, well, first off, thank you to you for broadcasting tonight. I'll go back and watch it. I'm sure it was really good. Everybody at the NSRA for putting this on. Simrigs for being the new series sponsor. We got to thank them, and just anybody that cheers on the 49 truck. It's been a good run for us here.
Well, there you heard it from your top 3 finishers here tonight. They all stand on the simrigs.com podium finishers. KR, Nathan Malware, though, is going to take down that bounty that was put up upon Mitchell Adams' head. That driver going to be $100 richer. I wish I was $100 richer after that one.
Oh, man, just getting to be a part of this race here tonight makes me feel $100 richer. Malware took full advantage of being in the right spot at the right time, brings home the race win here at Iowa Speedway. And what a job he did out there tonight. Once he got out in front, he never looked back.
Yeah, he never looked back. Coming home in second, it was Matt Cherry, Mitchell Adams. You heard from those top 3 drivers. James Laurel is 4th. Steve Neal was 5th. Paul Bilson was sitting there 6th. Brent Balance was 7th. Aaron Mack was in the 8th position. Travis White was 9th. And Ben Mashburn rounds out the top 10 field here tonight from Iowa. Before we head off the air, though, we got to thank, of course, the National Sim Racing Association for bringing us on board. You watch this race right here from the virtual Iowa Speedway on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We also got to thank simrigs.com. You're in the market for a sim rig, head on over to simrigs.com. Tell them that the National Sim Racing Association sent you their way. And, of course, we got to thank Lynchburg T-Shirt Company. Not only the pole award going out tonight, but also the bounty being gathered up here tonight by Nathan Malware. That's going to do it here from the Turn 3 Racing Studios. We appreciate everybody for tuning in here tonight on a Friday night to watch some truck racing action here in the cornfields at the Iowa Speedway. Till we catch you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe out there, and we'll see you right back here where all the racing action starts in Turn 3.